This just in. Welcome to Vintage Sign Vault. This is The Vault, and I'll be your host, Tyler Campbell. Just kidding. What's up, everybody? Okay, so gonna talk about a sign and a icon that you all know. Actually, I learned a lot about, a lot of more information than I thought I did. I thought I knew. Guess I didn't. Here we go. I made coffee right before we pushed play, and it's been recording, and you can hear it, and I'm a dummy. So, oh, there we go. It's done. This is gonna burn my tongue. Ah, that's hot. Okay, we are gonna be talking about the iconic Rosie the Riveter. Y'all know Miss Rosie. She's a staple icon for many, many years, but let's talk about the backstory. Okay, so you know the image, the flex, the muscles, the we can do it, and which is all true, but how we actually got here is really, really interesting. In fact, what we know about Rosie the Riveter is actually wrong. While yes, there was a woman named Rosie that actually worked on airplanes, it actually started as a song. So here's how it went. The person of Rosie the Riveter was actually a real person. It was and the song was written about her. So the song was written about Rosalind P. Walter. Rosalind was a 19-year-old girl who, after high school, went straight into the war effort. She went into riveting. She worked on the Corsair fighter, putting the rivets in everywhere. So songwriters had heard about this story, and they got together and they wrote a song called Rosie the Riveter. Now, the interesting part is this picture didn't actually come out for another 40 years. The original Rosie the Riveter was created by J. Howard Miller in 1942. And it wasn't called Rosie the Riveter, it was called We Can Do It. Now, you're familiar with this. Let me see this. Yeah, you're familiar with this, but actually if you go and Google the original, Rosie is kind of sitting sideways. She's got her hand on a lunchbox, but what's interesting is if you look at her feet, she actually has Hitler's Mein Kampf. And her lunchbox, that was called Rosie. After all that went down, some years had passed, guess who decided to do a painting? Norman Rockwell. Okay, see, the original painter actually had nothing to do with what we would know as the gal named Rosie. So the original, it was made for a factory, a Westinghouse factory. It was for like the bulletin boards, and it was kind of one of those inspirational, like we would see the bald eagle that says courage. Well, it's the same thing, and it was used in all of their lunch areas. So inspiring people to do the work during the war effort. So fast forward 40 years, that's when this picture actually goes viral. Now, Rosie wasn't just one individual. Yes, there was a Rosalind who joined. Yes, they made a song about Rosie, and they had Rosie the Riveter, this picture, but in actuality, it was 6 million people. It was a movement, it was a cause. So this Rosie the Riveter actually represented so much more than one person. It was the war effort and 6 million women standing up and actually building the workforce. What do? They build planes and tanks and bombs and ships and did everything possible to assist the war effort. So in the aviation industry alone, there more than 310,000 women worked in 1943, making up 65% of the industry's total workforce. So after that great effort, there was massive layoffs. They tried to give a lot of the factory work back to veterans who were coming home. Their workforce shrunk tremendously. The numbers of women actually never went back to pre-war levels. But okay, so this sign is going to be perfect for all the Rosies out there. Get it? Strong women, moms, everybody who can identify with Rosie. This is yours. Don't know what to do with my hands.